Hey everybody, my name's Mike Tomorrow and I want to welcome you to the latest episode of My Life with Asperger's. Today's topic I'm going to be talking about is something that's dear to my heart, and if we get this movement done, it will end it for sure. We'll end what I'm going to be talking about for sure. Or hopefully we're going to try to end it anyways. And there's a petition online. My friends at the UCF card office, I don't know if you guys know what that means, the University of Central Florida Center for Autism and Related Disabilities. They created a petition online at change.org, and the petition has to deal with the Orlando City Soccer Club's Chant. I don't know how many of you have been to the game or any of the Orlando Soccer Club's games. They were just a brand new team this year. They started playing this year. Well, actually, they started playing in March. But now there's a chant that uses the R word. And for those of you that know what the R word is, it's not a good word. It's not a good word because it means something. It hurts people with mental disabilities such as autism, Asperger's, Down syndrome, any type of disability. It hurts anybody. And you use that word and you make us feel dumb, you know? And we're smarter than that. People just don't realize. There's a lot of people that don't care. There's a lot of people that enjoys hurting people that are different from them. You know? And it's wrong. But anyways, I will have the link for the petition on here because I want you guys to sign it as well. The petition is good for anybody worldwide to sign it. So if you're from England or if you're from China, Brazil, Italy, Australia, Canada, or even from Texas, California, Utah, Washington, South Carolina, North Carolina, Connecticut, Mass, New York, Ohio, you get the idea, right? Anybody can sign the petition. So basically, the petition says, for some time, some fan groups have used an approved chant that included the R word, at Orlando City soccer games. It's offensive. It's whatever. It's wrong. I was going to skip the middle word on that line, but you get the idea that you can see what that word is. It's hard for me to pronounce, and that's the way my life goes. But anyways, back to the petition. The use of the R word devalues individual with intellectual disabilities. Orlando City has said that they've had corrected this by changing the word, but as is apparent from the video below, which there's not a video on there, enough fans are still using the R word for it to be heard throughout the arena or stadium. This is not an acceptable solution. It is just too easy for ignorant people to substitute in the R word again. We need to stand together to let Orlando City Soccer Club know it is not okay to allow people to continuously insult people with intellectual disabilities. Retire the chant. So basically the petition is to retire the chant that they have. And I don't know what the chant is, so I'm not going to say it. and the chant's not listed on there, but you get the idea that the R word is being used in the chant, and it's not acceptable. You know, we're not going to put up with this. Nobody should have to put up with this. You know? But yet, fans and soccer clubs think it's okay. This is not okay for any sports league. This is not okay for Major League Soccer. This is not okay for FIFA. This is not okay for the NFL. This is not okay for the MLB. This is not okay for the NHL. This is not okay for the NBA. This is not okay for the Olympics. This is not okay for NASCAR. And so on and so forth. That word hurts us. You know, not to mention, when I did sign that petition, I made a comment on there that said that the word is, that when people say the word, it makes me feel dumb. And I am smarter than that. You know? And people just don't care. You know? I'm going to pull up that link if I can right now. With the comment that I made on here. And I was the very first one that made a comment on this petition. I was like the 12th one to sign it. But, you know, it is not okay for people to use the R word, especially in a public setting like this. We don't tolerate that, you know? And people that use that word are stupid. Because they don't want to care. And it needs to be stopped. You know? And if it doesn't stop, then you're going to lose fans. You know, I became a fan of this team because of their support for the Autism Speaks walk back in November. And what they have done to help us out. And I was very thankful that they came and helped us out. And you know, like a couple of weeks later, I had an appointment over at the building where their office was. Well, I didn't have an appointment with the team, but I had an appointment with someone else. And I saw that the team was located in that same building. So I went to their office. I thanked them for coming to the Orlando Walk and supporting Autism Speaks and then supporting autism awareness. I thank them for coming to that office, or to the walk, because of what they have done to help us. And yet they come up with a chant that is okay for the team to use, that uses a word that is discriminatory and unacceptable for this day and age. It's not right, you know? And I stand up for anybody that has a mental disability on this, because there is no need to have that chant, and there's no need for anybody to use a word that is discriminatory against. You know, it is not acceptable to use a word that describes anybody and make them feel stupid. Because we are not stupid. We might have a mental disability, and we might have a hard time socializing with people, and we might have a hard time dealing with life, but it is not acceptable to use the word for a chant or anywhere else in public. No matter what. It is not okay to use that word online. It is not okay to use that word out in public. You know? And basically, here's the comment I wrote for the petition, and I'm sorry you guys had to wait a couple of minutes, but this computer is so slow today, and I don't know why. But anyways, here's the word. Here's the comment. The R word is hurtful for people like myself, because I have Asperger's. And when people use that word, it makes me feel dumb. I am a smart individual, that has a lot of love to give around the world. And that is very true. And people do love me. And people do watch these videos. So, I'm very thankful for the people that watch my videos. And I'm very thankful for the people that I network with online. You know, and they agree with me that this word is not acceptable. So I posted the link for the petition for every single thing I can. Share the awareness that this is not acceptable. And to tell you the truth, Orlando City Soccer Club, if this chant does not go away, you might lose some members of your fan club. And, you know, that is not right to what you're doing and allowing these people to use the chant, you know? Well, there needs to be a new chant, and you guys need to come up with it. And we need to retire the chant. Let's get it started. We will not sit down. That's just our word. That is not okay to use in a soccer game or a football game if you're for international. Because this is an international sport and they call it football. So. That is not okay to use that chant. And that chant needs to be retired. And it needs to be done right now. Orlando Soccer Club, I hope you're hearing this or watching this. Because that chant is not acceptable. Major League Soccer, I hope you're taking a note on this too. Because it is not acceptable. So, please do me a favor. Please sign the petition. The petition link will be listed in the description of this video. So please, sign the petition. Sign the petition. I'll use that chant, okay? Alright, folks. I'll talk to you guys all later. And go Orlando City Soccer Club. But they gotta remove their chant first.